February 24th, 3:15 in the afternoon. Wright and Co. Law offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about those killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all in there, in the files. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. You want to talk about it? It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once, as she finished her work. Sound familiar? Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed that he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanence picture into my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? Can you draw this picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? What, you mean, provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Miles Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know about anything about it. He couldn't have known. He was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumours about Mr. Edgeworth, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have it would have happened. It's not guaranteed truth. For all you know, it still could have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved with falsifying evidence. After the case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Can you draw the picture? What did you see in the instant that the crime occurred? Is that really Dark holding the knife? It doesn't look like him. It looks like both. Like Marshall and Dark are like merged into the same body. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised the knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. We don't know the wealth and income of this child. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Do you have the same? You do have the same pens. I've just noticed the gasping, surprised face. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grow up, I'll become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence that might make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's still puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Where was Lana? Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Doc had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Could be by chance. But why did you run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across the elevator. Or right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief of prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. So she was promoted or demoted? She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I'd better have another talk with her. That's telling us where to go. Where are we going? 24th? Yeah. Hello, ex-detective. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Maybe you just answered the question we want answering. Then that would be the case. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? Because we're not criminals. But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. And you're fine with them? Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me on the details? Especially about the unusual change of jobs. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not at the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed in no matter what happened. I believed in that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Sorry, Emma. Your sister's a liar. A darn, a stinky, filthy liar. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. To whom? Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder in the police department. Tell me, it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said? About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Hypothetically, she wants to play dirty and falsify evidence to get this prosecutor to get the witness guilty, or the defendant rather. What if we used falsified evidence to prove her innocent? Oh, I imagine the scorn she would have. The issue is, obviously, is that every time we get close to defending the client, the judge says, "No, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you must solve the entire case. You must tell us who's guilty, otherwise your client is guilty, despite the fact we can prove that they're innocent." It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was like everything I aspired to be. Well, apparently not a prosecutor. They were the best team ever. They solved crime before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolized her big sister, or idolizes. But now you're chief prosecutor, what happened? I was planning on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so I could use the experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged for my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe you should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command to the detectives investigating Doc. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother, and he was quite gung-ho. And yet, everyone in this case suffered except you two. Because one of them was fired, one of them was demoted. I don't know what happened to Goodman, but he is currently dead. You got transferred coincidentally into something that you wanted to do, and Gant got promoted, so... I mean, without a doubt, Joe Dark was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was just trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene of the crime, Lana. Maybe it's so. It was I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to the office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. And Dark has the victim on top of him? 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems that Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through what her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Doc under immediate arrest. I don't know. If the victim has fallen onto the suspect, it just doesn't click with me. Let me get this straight. You were all involved with the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, then. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Well, I mean, we weren't, so not everyone. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. Then why is it being brought up again? At least one person went to the two extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came to a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced that the ruling against your Doc. So he's defending his supposed brother, the supposed killer of his brother. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Doc. Emma was assaulted by Doc at the police department, right? Yes. What am I trying to think of? Yes, it was in the office that Damon and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Okay. Thanks, Phoenix, for telling us where to go. Yeah, you're the chief of police. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Is he dead? Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief detective seemed the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. You can come back here later. Oh, okay, I guess this is not the place we're supposed to be. Howdy, Bambino. Oh, Officer Marshall. Oh, Mr. Marshall. Never thought things turned out... What? I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Okay, Sora. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambino? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. See, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance. But we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I need to know the truth about it, it was that one, okay? Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about the trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Doc's alright, but the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? But it was updated, that's what it was. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? Well, if it's not a perfect match, then something is different. It means that there was a good chance that the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, the possibility had been erased. Could the fact have been concealed with forged evidence? That case was left behind. Well, that case left behind scars on us all. the scars of that the SL9 incident left behind. Half the team was demoted, one was transferred, and one was promoted. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. Props to you for supporting your brother. I just made a detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. I thought it said Von Karma got it a bunch. What are you looking at me for that, like that for? It's an honor for the prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. That day the SL9 incident took place. Why is that an entirely different line? That wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall it was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have already gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in the investigation, save one, was taken care of. Yep. Fired, demoted, something. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye, because they're like the only two who benefited from it. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and the second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of the duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged it to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone knew her, said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Memoria, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. So that's my story. Do you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in the court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used the falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't even be a patrolman today after today. Oh, I won't be. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Okay, so Marshall suspect scans. I have no reason not to. If I go back here now? This is always empty, but today is deserted. Must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in a conference room. Thanks. Oh, he actually talked to us. But the chief prosecutor said, saying what she said, or saying what she did, in the discussion about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to look around the Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go up there? I mean, aren't police officers or anything? But we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Cool. The man has an organ in his office. Honestly, that explains his back. Yeah, it explains his theme music. Where am I? We're in the church. In the chief's office, silly. At least, that's what it said on the door. Check out the pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? You can hear it now. Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Batch. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me something. I never could remember where the sea was. Hello? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gans. He put the paper he was reading on in his desk. So, righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. And, if I'm not mistaken, that's also a piece of evidence in the background between Lana and Neil. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Canteen picture. Photo, yeah. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh? But this office... It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Why are you being awfully forceful? Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that the case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he didn't want us looking around in there. What do you mean? Like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. No, not you. You've got nothing to say? We have not been here yet. No one's here today, not even Mr. Everyone is probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where all the detectives are. But we've proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. But things were stolen. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just end up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. That's the wrong button. Edgeworth's car. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by the inquiry committee. He took a real big beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago, I guess we'll just have to come back later. Okay, then. Can we go inside? Hey, pal. Hi, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. That's relatable. Work sucks. From sitting so long? Oh, no, that's usually not my feet. Usually it's legs and or other areas. My cheeks. Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Oh, thanks, man. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it's all about. It boils down to. That falsifies evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. So how you been, buddy? But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Now, Sky is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. True, that is true. I can't speak as someone who has talent, but I do know people generally take very little reason to dislike other people. Hey, detective. Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. Gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Everyone likes Gumshoe. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the files earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Obviously, he's already explained the work relationship between those two is legendary. Well, did you find anything? The only evidence Doc left behind was during his final attack. His final attack, you mean? When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was that girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what is it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Or I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in there, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory. Joe Doc was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he... okay then. Okay, he's just killing, he's rattling off all the killings. A drug came up, okay then. So he just keep killing witness after witness after witness by the same time. Finally turned himself in. Seems a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. The crime was witnessed by someone too. Luckily, Doc was arrested on the spot. It was a good thing that the last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. And then Emma said to show the knife. Wrong knife. Yeah, see, this was in the background of the, of that image. About this. Hey, is that? It has a tag attached to the item, attached to it, with the label SL9 just on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon that you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Murdering people? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in the locker. Not true. We've had it for a while. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, it suddenly disappeared from the locker. And we found it in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Okay. Talk to us, man. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yes, well anyway. Take a guess where the broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. And where is that? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Okay. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it doesn't concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where the prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around, if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'll be charged with a breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'll be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we can show him that would change his mind. This, right? Maybe? Let me share a little advice for you, Detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. About that jar. I think I've seen it somewhere before. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the Chief's office, and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant? Where have I seen that before? Nope, I guess not. Okay. Nope. This one? Okay, oop. That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yes, there's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20, the victim, Detective Goodman, must have been entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. All the sevens. That's 1 7 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. You know what? Detective, here's my attorney badge. Show me this every time you meet, pal. Real men show their police badges, enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even a ID card would be nice. Okay. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got on the other day. Were you the award ceremonial Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. Got an award for due diligence. Myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the water shield? And why is it broken? There's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. What would the blue badges do? Let us in, Gumshoe. This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the bloodstain on the evidence locker with his life. That's more than you can say for almost most officers nowadays. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit, he's right though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to... yeah. Nope, that's nothing. Do I need to show... I think I need to show the files. In studying of those files, there's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. For one, I ain't buying it, pal. Looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, while it was going on, you know? After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. Okay. Is this still not enough? Could do anything those days with these numbers. Scary. So unscary because you keep dropping your card if it's going to shoot. I forget my security number a lot. I'm scared of myself, but I'm me after all. And what could go wrong with that? I think I'll stay out of this conversation. Nope. Wrong. I think I've just done that twice. Alright, that's the murder weapon, correct? I've done everything I could to I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Marshall's fingerprints, get a camera. Can't examine it. Alright, the murder weapon. When Lana says to show him something. I don't know, do I need to talk to someone else? Tony's prosecutors have no business. Okay, fair enough. Come on, Gumshoe. What can I show you? That's not what I meant. Find Mr. Edgeworth's car. Okay, do such a thing. But I mean, I'm sure someone else did it, really. It must have been, someone must have recorded against Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. I keep hitting too many enters. Yep. I genuinely don't see what could... Right, tell me to shut up. Somewhere. have to. Okay. I don't know. Unless I've just not got something. Yep, doesn't mean anything. Sheesh. This photo of Miss Star Cook. Anything? Tell us about it. That Miss Star is quite a lady. Why, I remember in the winter I was 16. She was the only one who ever took me to talk about what happened. 16? That's how old I am now. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school. He probably did. Okay, you don't care about the shoe. And I looked at the shoe. Hey, I just brought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too. Wow. Is that the new type? I've never seen that bubble before. At 3 inches to your base height. Base height? Hey, let me see that. Looming tall. He tried. He tried. Now an improved growth formula. You mean this can't detect any blood traces? Well, not quite the same thing as luminol. So that's why the lady at the counter had a smirk on her face. Hey, that's powder we use for detecting fingerprints. Yeah, Detective Edgeworth gave it to us. He did what? All I have is some flour. Are you okay, Detective? Quick, run. Achoo. If it's any help, one time I took a nap on a bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted? Okay, he doesn't care. Oh, I lost sight of reporter. Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat. Well, I'm a master of misplacement, you know. Master? That has such a cool ring to it. That way, the way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. A higher power? Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. Okay, you don't care about this. No locker... Pardon me? No locker can be opened without a fingerprint match. Besides, there's no reason for the murderer to touch his own locker. So wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, Detective? The handprint of the real murderer, gloved hand, without any fingerprints. Shh. If they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? Yeah, why not, man? You've helped us out several times. If that happens, I think you'll do better pleading with Edgeworth. Oh, you know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note yourself, Detective Gumshoe talks to Cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Okay. We've talked to you about everything, Gumshoe. Right, come on. Somewhere. Where have I seen it before? No idea. We've shown him everything. We really have shown him everything. Yeah, okay, tell us more. Okay, and the knife. Okay, yes. So that's not the answer, not luminol. Okay, yes. else am I supposed to be showing him? Why do you not care about the picture? I don't know. Attack for blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found missing tip. Okay. Detention center. Talk to you. Okay, you don't care about this. Well, at this point, we're just throwing things and see what sticks. Okay, I get it. Apparently this isn't working. This is to talk to you. And, oh. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is, looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure is quick to throw the paper on the floor. Today in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. He's always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. I want to see what this is. I wonder who was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. You crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling on the ground. Hold on. First let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. Didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. You're quitting? You're quitting? I thought you were the state, like, always went against Phoenix. Okay. Resignation? Edgeworth, what do you mean? I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. I mean, that makes sense. He wanted to be a defense attorney, his father got killed for it, so he became a prosecution, and he's been, force-fed false information, and false evidence. But, Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked, you don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been the just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done, and no one should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Oh, what if I finally have something to show... Gumshoe. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false information to obtain a guilty verdict. That's where it all breaks down, and nothing I can do will erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified? The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is the prosecutor's in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk away from the trial, or walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change the prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my, what? I'll bet that's what's my, what? I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I've never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. That is all. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor of that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about that. Okay. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the morning? Yes, just odds and ends. And clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to something, didn't he? Yes. It was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. Okay. This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received King of Prosecutor Trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy Mr. Marshall is holding is a little different than yours. You're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutions looked like until 2 years ago. The story behind its dying began. That story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. Contradiction with a K? That's what the award's based on. I suppose. That makes sense. So, hold on. Okay. The award's design originates from ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second one means shield. Okay. Have you heard of this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago, in a kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. And then the shield that could defend anything. Yeah, I can see where this is a story going. So he said try it against each other. It's the unbreakable, the immovable object and the unstoppable force. Okay. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Objection! Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you've mentioned, there are descriptions of these items to discredit them both. It's like the acid that is currently in a vial that can melt through anything. Clearly, that isn't it in the case, yeah. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. I mean, gotta respect the arms merchant he's trying to make a business. I see, so the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. Honestly, that's valid. That's smart symbolism, in my opinion. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. So why does your shield not have the halberd? But it's in our nature to pressure matters into to their conclusions, or pursue. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why would you only give him the shield? Broken defense? But given the design of the halberd, and it's not actually exactly like a sharp blade or a pointed end, I'm going to guess it's because that was the actual murder weapon, considering the autopsy report stated the knife does not fit the normal autopsy report. You'll have to ask Chief Gans. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the reward abolished. Chief Gans. His name keeps going up a lot. Okay, thanks. Goodbye. Oh? Excuse me. Oh, welcome back. Would either of you care to take a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Starr, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. I wouldn't call that curious, I'd just call that person being weird. Stop touching cows, you freak. Like, leave the cow alone. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up the case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident, except ourselves. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence was there from that case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to a mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, the little scene I happened to witness. The incident where I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Yeah, beef's pretty good. It starves a hatred toward Lana. It all dates back 2 years ago. Alright, what do you want to talk about then? Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I didn't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than the bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. He must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were all so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was manipulated, or was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After the case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties, most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Dim again to Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana in second in command. They were the best. They settled all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Dim Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the case he could handle. Credible evidence? You mean... Oh yes. There were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it that she's talking about the forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall? When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from this shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. The Star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor and he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. What? How could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. Right, Lana admitted to forging evidence. If Gant didn't have a hand in it, he could, I'm assuming, and assuming his goal is to control everything, would be to blackmail Lana. And, get rid of all the detectives who were involved in the case. That would just leave Lana as the only one left. Send Lana over to the prosecutor's office. And that would be control of everything. Then that would mean that Lana got tired of being blackmailed. Therefore... yeah, it makes sense. At least to me. I mean, that train of thought does. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. No, I'm pretty sure ingredients is the key part. I hope you turn out to be better than a better chief than I've been. Or better chef. Well, time to finally talk to Gumshoe. Everyone just keeps getting in the way. Oh, you're back. You still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken. I think he means desk jockey. Okay. Oh, that's GG. I mean, what's the difference? I've got to admit, I gotta admire your persistency, but my question's still no. I'm not letting you to the chief's office, period. It's my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene, the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. What's this scribbled piece of paper? Yep, read it in. Read it. No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know the difference now. He trusted us detectives to prove him the sound evidence, or provide. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with just another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. Well, that is an honourable sacrifice you're making. We'll just make sure you keep your job afterwards. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective, thank you. Hooray! Alright, can I go now? I can. It goes, Mr. Wright. Oh boy. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like we're on a time limit now. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoes are gonna. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. And they both... and the slap. Sorry. I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried that something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Detective Gumshoe's ID's crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my cards. Well, I guess we're stuck in here. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay. This is the real deal, isn't it? The armor and these weapons. Sure as pal, the chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1% of my taxes. Well, nice to have known you. You don't have any taxes to pay. Be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to kick us out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Okay. If this is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That's a word. That word is ripe with intrigue. Oh, okay. If you say so. It looks like the code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 7-digit number. I think I might just know what this might be. Would it be the date of the event? Be 02. No, it is. I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try his birth date? It's a better idea. Here goes nothing. It'd be 0221. Oh, is that not it? Okay, that's an Odin. I guess that wasn't it. So I wasn't sure what the... I was so sure of that number. Maybe we can check the court record. 7-digit number, 7 sevens. Okay. His ID card. If this is his. Yeah, okay, come on. I mean, again, like it's something we don't know. Plus, he's the only one of power who we haven't been able to find out. That is the worst password there is. Or the best. Then again, no, I would have went like 1, 2, 3, 4. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was it, pal? All the sevens. The final ID card number on the record. What? Number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. I mean, it's the only high-powering police officer we know. You mean all the sevens? The ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, does anyone care to look inside? Yes. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from the broken cup. Somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something on here too. Looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like this. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh. Well, it's just a thought. So, hold on. So, what, we think it's a word written down? Because I can see it, like, this part and then this part being connected. Well, I guess we won't know until then. Apparently so, it's empty now. Piece of cloth. EA. Yeah, I think. Piece of cloth and a handprint on it and a broken shard of cup. Looks like a piece of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove there's something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How do I put these two related? Okay. Come on. It's gotta be something we can show the detective. Okay. This. Detective come shoot. Could you take another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put this back together. Oh, those were the days. That was yesterday. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't the jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards of the SL9 incident sticker on it. Does that ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean the one that was in the safe? That's the one that was in the safe. Now you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Alright, let's hear me out and let's take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal, show us what the rookie can do. Here's some glue. If I can piece all this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant knowingly hid evidence. Here goes. I wonder where it goes. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... Nope. Yes? It fits like a charm. That would mean Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this evidence of this jar in the safe. In other words, he concealed pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident, but... Hey guys, get a load of this. What's this? This piece you just attached. Different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line. It's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this from his safe? Do I... It looks like here, it's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain on it. Blood. Piece is different though, but stain on it. Yeah, I'm stumbling on words. There's one line. Odd. How do I use the luminol on it? Is there no way to use it? Yep. What was the piece doing in the chief's safe? More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for anyway? No, just important things. I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. Do I still have to prove the leather? Because, I mean, the only thing I would think of leather is of that, but I guess... So maybe this? If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information, so... Okay. Okay. Stay positive. That's the wrong thing. Chief's office, okay. On the desk on this side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's what I was waiting for Lana on the day of 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one has touched that desk. No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed ever since the incident. They can't possibly have any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's the only reason for you coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around here for a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. How was it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to stop bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at all. What? Sorry, the guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? I mean, yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way. What, he's right, Mr. Wright? What do you think of him? Chief Gant. So to finally come to this, what do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Okay, let's examine. I need to sneeze, but I can't. I don't know why. This was taken on the day of 2 years ago. The day Joe Dog ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Gant to question Doc. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? The shelves most likely empty. Lana must have cleaned them when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to the theme park. Look at the giant window. Makes you just want to crash through and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making a detective, I've always dreamed of doing something like that. He wants to be an action movie hero. But itself, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. That's a dark joke, Phoenix. This was Lana's desk. Sure is tidy. Lana's always been meticulously clean, or a meticulous cleaner. It's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still be keeping it clean in memory of their partnership. There was still stuff of legends made of it. They were the stuff legends were made of. Does he mean in the memory of her, or in the memory of the crime? Well, then there's the organ. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally, we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor. This is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When the detective screws up, the chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But are the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's besides the point. Okay, anything else? Nope, no clues yet. Oh, look at the size of the chief's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, you two, Chief Gans. You put a piece of paper in his desk. Okay. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look, look at the case name. Huh? Ethel Line incident. I wonder what he was doing with this. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what. No, the evidence list. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. This list seems short. Most lists run twice as long. That would be the other half of the list doing here. I knew it. The chief must have been hiding some sort of... something about the case. It would appear so. I can check it again. Okay. Draw... yeah? We better look a little more... Okay, so look at the list. Okay. The picture. I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? Can't make it out. I'd better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? Better not forget about this picture. Yeah. That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here? Yeah. Looks like the right side of the form has been torn off. So Mr. Edgeworth really has only half of the whole thing. Something else has been bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of this form pal. Back. Which I did. Am I supposed to talk to Sky? Yeah, Sky and Emma. You can see far from the 15 stories up. Okay. At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass for the windows. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh, stained glass or not, it's a huge window. Okay. Am I supposed to... Is this where am I still... Do I still have to prove things to... I'm just trying to... Missing a tip. Do I leave now? Do I leave and talk to Emma? Move. Go. And then I present this to you. I've noticed the defense attorneys have a tendency to show people things. Okay, that's a nothing then. And then I go here, and then back to his office. Yeah, quite lately doesn't seem like there's much to check. Or not. Marks of some kind of flower. What is? It's designed after the insignia of the prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor's badge? Yeah, like the one hanging from your collar. What? They have badges too? The design's supposed to be portray a severity of punishment system. Now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful, but Mr. Edgeworth never wears a badge. That's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit. So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges. Yes, everyone just kind of lets it slide. I want to see how that's supposed to signify severe punishment. I don't either. That's a lot of stuff inside that thing, but that's where the photo was taken. It's everything else that's... So do I present stuff to Gumshoe to let us take the leather? Yep. Yeah. I'm saying the file, there's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think, yeah, it's the same as before. What have I not... I don't know. Hold on. Alright, let's see if we can find what we're looking for. I don't... Because we can't use this. Or can we? Some fingerprints, great idea, detective. Go town. Hooray! What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not fingerprints we want to take, huh? Come on, this isn't time for jokes. Talk about the cloth we found at the stake. Okay, so this is what we're supposed to do. I knew that. This one was the one with the handprint, right? Jeez, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's just check the fingerprints sprinkled with a powder cloth. Then, once we've been able to resolve the print, okay, it's pretty much the same as usual. And we'll just dust. Okay. Are we doing it for all 5 fingers? That'll be very awkward. Not awkward, at least, but very time-consuming. I gave it my best shot. Kind of, okay. Fair enough. Well, thumb wasn't enough, so index finger it is. It's not enough. Ring finger? I would immediately go to the middle thing next to go in order, but like, I don't know, I think, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really have a good reason of why I went for the ring finger. Okay, I guess it is the middle finger then. I doubt it'll be the pinky. The pinky's gonna also be in a weird angle like the thumb. Oh, there we go. Not Goodman, Gumshoe. Emma? What have you done with this, Emma? If this is 2 years old, then this would have to be the handprint of a 14-year-old version of Emma. So would the size fit? No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Oh, you found a match? Whose fingerprints are they? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought there'd be Dark's print. Hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here. Maybe you should hold on to this. Hooray! Well, was I any help? You were! Thank you, Gumshoe. You are the MVP of the series so far. You've been on every case and you've always helped us. Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right? You in the coat. I mean, that makes sense. That is technically what we're saying. But it was because of his help. He was willing to give it to us. You can't. We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look at the window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then I thought of it. Sir Detective. Edgeworth. I know. Edgeworth's silly like that. Do you mean me, sir? No. It means Emma. Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir? Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir? Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait. The one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Look, pal. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go and sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I mean, to be fair, Gumshoe, we have found evidence. That is very important. Yes, you have lost your job, but if the chief of police is hiding things, I'm assuming you can get them back because you were not obstructing justice, you were enforcing justice, and you got punished for it. You need to be rewarded for it. I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Kent was hiding in this office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. Why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, listening to me? I'm gonna try and smooth things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. Best luck to you. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Well, Lana, you want to be serious with us? Because your sister's in trouble. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. It's either you go free and your sister's safe, because the judge is asking us to prove someone else is guilty. We may as well put it as the biggest threat to us right now, being the chief of police. Or you can take the blame. And your sister also goes down with a criminal record, I guess. Which I'm assuming you don't care. Well, not you don't care, but you don't want that to happen. You don't care what happens to you. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolute nothing. Not a single thing, or not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. Did you stab him when he was alive? Did you stab... loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment wound was caused by a knife. A single wound was found. Guess I'm wrong then. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is lurking behind your words. You did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you've convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Not surprised. Now's my chance to get her to tell the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you were unwilling to tell the truth, it's that you were incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. You are definitely being blackmailed. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is the person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly frightened of. What's the person's name? Top dog. Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it that she's not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could please tell me a bit more of what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try and hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before the board of inquiry for what you did, specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offences. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also another one, or also one other, named Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in the case. I just found this in the safe of Chief Gant's office. This jar piece, this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? These are pieces of the evidence from SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? For Lana, right? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. Holding your sister singular as a hostage in the murder of Detective Goodman, or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that was more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken. and I discovered the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. No. When I found the body, whose knife, this knife was stuck in it. The knife from SL9 Instance, you call it Joe Dark's knife. I could just leave the knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. Doesn't look like a stab wound. I keep insisting. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. So the autopsy report is false because it says only one was found. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking and the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. Explains the bandage. That's the reason for the bandage on your hand. Yes, and it seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent is to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in the scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister. So I'm thinking about it, right? For the past 2 days, or 3 days, Edgeworth has had to take public transport or a taxi to and from work, all because his car is the scene of a crime. Because if he moves it, it's you know, tampering with the crime scene. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone else on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, sorry, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gans, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? Because he's involved. Everyone's involved. The lead investigator of SL9 had been murdered. I wanted the fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems after I spoke with him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind about to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he must have disappeared. The phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Snowballing. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's a real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued.